While we are currently in the thick of things here for Worlds 2023, with Swiss stage beginning in just 2 days, I want to take a quick pause to talk about Worlds 2024, because we got some pretty big news over the past week about the location of it and some additional details on why this is going to be the biggest year ever for Europe. First and foremost, the finals location itself is apparently going to be the O2 Arena in London, which means we are going back to Europe. There was some debate, myself included, of whether it would be in China, given that it's right before the 15-year celebration, as well as the launch of Arcane Season 2. But no, it is now confirmed, well, reportedly confirmed, to be in Europe, with semifinals being in France and finals being in London.
In London?
The O2 Arena is one of the most famous in all of London. The thing that is surprising me, honestly, is the fact that we saw a lot of people upset back in 2022 when the Chase Center was announced as the location for finals. People thought it should be something bigger, but that was a 25,000 seat arena that we filled to the brim. And the O2 Arena is a 20,000 seat arena, but I'm guessing because it's just as iconic or more iconic than the Chase Center is, given that the Chase Center is newer, people were a little bit more okay with it. Now, this is also big for another reason. Being in London, you are nearby to Fortiche, who are the creators or co-creators alongside Riot Games of Arcane, and Season 2 is going to be launching in Q4 of next year. So I'd imagine, if you don't remember, back in 2020 or 2021, whenever the whole plan for Arcane was announced and it was going to be released shortly after Worlds, we had an opening ceremony that unfortunately got struck down a little bit due to COVID. There were big plans for this to be bigger than what most people thought. And now, given that Arcane Season 2 is going to be even bigger than the first season of Arcane, there's higher expectations, there's a lot more going into this. I'm fully expecting this opening ceremony to be extravagant, but less focused on esports than we've ever seen before.
Arcane is going to invite players around the world to better understand the characters of League of Legends. So we felt the creative opportunity was to bring the worlds of League of Legends to life in the context of the opening ceremony.
For 2 or 3 months, we had been planning the opening ceremony as a stage show.
The show was completely planned around this massive set that's going to be built inside a stadium that's bigger than Bird's Nest, so scale was going to be a big component.
This was going to be the biggest venue that we've ever played in, and we were putting in a lot of detail and energy to making sure that we could do something very magical in front of this enormous crowd.
So for the opening ceremony next year, I'm expecting big things, massive things. For every opportunity that they didn't get to capitalize on back in 2021, I'm expecting even more now, especially given that you're close to Fortiche. It's one country over. Well, one sea over. Or channel? Is it the English channel? I'm not good with European geography, sorry. Dumb American. For my North American fans, this is actually a blessing that Worlds is going to be in Europe, given the fact that the times for this year's Worlds in South Korea and then the following year in 2025's assumed Worlds in China are horrible for us. For example, the games that North America plays for the start of Swiss stage this year begin at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 75% of people in the US are not going to be able to watch it at a normal time for us, which is fine. It's in our country, but it's like, we get so screwed by this, more screwed than I think most other regions do, because whenever Worlds is here in North America or Europe, we adjust things a little bit to try and be more accommodating to the Asian markets. But whenever we're in the Asian markets, North America just kind of gets the short end of the stick. So why is this so big for Europe next year? Well, this also happens concurrently with the World Cup that is going to be held in Paris. Not at the same time, but just the same year. And also, there's finally reports of KCorp joining the LEC, taking over Astralis' spot, which many people have been wanting them out for a long period of time. I don't think I have to say much to tell people how much of a big deal KCorp coming into League of Legends is. They are already selling out events consistently for just their teams, including the location of the World's Finals back in 2019 at the Accors Hotel Arena in Paris. So getting them in the league is going to be incredibly important to finally unlocking that French fandom that exists in League of Legends, but Vitality and BDS, who are like the two French organizations, they haven't captured that same level of fandom. It's not the same grassroots that KCorp has been for years. The question becomes, what is the LEC going to do to change up their format? Because you cannot keep that league purely in Berlin barring one event at the end of the year, when you have a fan base that even if they're 10th place, they will fill out an entire World's Finals arena just to see their team. So if you truly keep the same like one roadshow per year thing that you were doing last year, you are failing. So to summarize, next year, KCorp is coming to the LEC. Worlds is going to be in Europe, notably in France and in London, and you have the Olympics all within your proximity. It is going to be the single biggest year for sports and esports in Europe's history. Question is, can they deliver on the hype and give us a great event? Because 2019 was amazing, other than the finals kind of being a letdown, but I'm sure Europe doesn't want us to remind them of that. But that's it for me. Be sure to drop a like, and I will see you on Wednesday for a crossover podcast where we are going over every single match of the first round of the Swiss stage at Worlds 2023. See you there.